Morning. We have a very nice large crowd today. If you can't find seats
Please.
over here, then there's seats all the ways in the back. Just letting everybody know.
I think you should close the door.
We should lock the door not to let more people in. All right. I'll have a microphone that'll go to the outside. So, morning, Cantor. Morning. Anyway, so I was thinking we're learning Mishnah Berurah, and we happen to be holding. Last couple of weeks we talked about from the beginning when we get up in the morning and what we do. We come to shul, the rules that apply to shul, and to the beginning of davening, Pesukah de Zimra, and we talked about Baruch Hu and Yishtabach, all the rules that apply to that, and we happen to be holding by Krishma, which is, as anything else, there's no coincidences in life. The word coincidence means that it just so happens. There are no coincidences. Everything has a reason. Everything is, if the Gemara says that if the wind blows and moves a leaf, it's Hashem made it. If you move your finger, Hashem makes it do. So
how you apply this to people that do criminal things,
Well,
they could say, it wasn't
my fault. Hashem made me do it.
God wants
Okay,
it to
so
happen.
this is the age-old question, and there is no answer which is 100% palatable. There's no one answer that I've yet heard that I could accept and understand it and appreciate it to its fullest. But we do give certain answers for it. And one of the answers that I like to give, and I thought of it myself, it's not written down anywhere in the way that I say it, but it is brought down in different ways. And I say, basically, if you're watching a video of a baseball game, let's say, or a ping pong game, okay? I'm playing a game with Benny with ping pong. He wins me 21. How many points are you going to give me, Benny?
2.
21-2. So he gave me 2 points. So.
No, I give 2 points, then you bring that.
No. I thought the game is going to be over. I'm going to win 21-2.
You definitely could get 15-16.
15-16. He's being very generous. Okay. So whatever it is, let's say it's 21-10. He wins 21-10. And now a third person comes and watches the video. He doesn't know what's going to happen. It already happened. It's there already. But as far as he's watching it, he doesn't know what's happening. And the way he's looking at it, I have a choice whether I'm going to get the point, or Benny has the choice. It's not done yet. For him, it's not done yet. He has to watch the whole video of the whole game to see who's going to win. But for us, who saw it already, who played already, we already know. And that's the way I explain it. Hashem, this whole thing is like a video. This whole world is a video. It already happened as far as Hashem. Why did it already happen as far as Hashem? Because there is no concept of time and place for Hashem. So everything that will happen, has happened, is happening, it's all at the exact same time. Hoya Hova V'yeh. So as far as Hashem is concerned, this game was played already. Everybody had a choice whether he's going to win or he's going to lose. And all we're doing now, we're the people that didn't see it yet. So we have a choice. Except Hashem already knows the outcome of the game.
But all our choices.
Right. So it's a very difficult thing to understand. But how did I get into this? How did I start with this?
We're talking about according to Shammai.
Yeah. So, so I was saying there's no such thing as a coincidence, so we got into this. So what is the superficial coincidence that I'm referring to? What seems to be a coincidence? Which, again, let me say, even if I use the word coincidence, it doesn't really mean coincidence. As I heard from a good friend of mine, David Winiarz, several years ago, if you look at the word coincidence, it's incidence. Hashem makes the incident. Also, what's the Hebrew word for coincidence? Mikra. And Mikra is, if you look at the letters, is Rak Me Hashem. Mikra is Mem Kuf Reish Hey. It's Rak Me Hashem. So everything is just from Hashem. So here is something which is certainly from Hashem. We're now holding by the Hilchas Krishma, and we just did the Siyum Hashas. And we finished Shas, and now we're starting Shas again. What does Shas start with? What's the first thing in Shas? Me'emasai Kern Eshama B'Arvim. When do we do Krishma? At night. So here it is. We're holding by Krishma, and the world just started Hilchas Krishma. And also, what is also an unbelievable coincidence, that in the Parsha where we did the Siyum Hashas, where we're starting now again Masechtas Brachos for Krishma, in the Parsha is the Parsha of Krishma. We just learned it. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. So it's just unbelievable. You know, I learned Daf Yomi, and it happens more times than not that whatever we're learning that day on the Daf Yomi is what's happening either in the Parsha or in the world at that time. It's unbelievable. Something happened several months ago, which I don't remember exactly what it is. I'm sure somebody who's going to be listening to this is going to remind me that whatever we learned on that day happened in real life, and the odds of that happening, I figure out, were in the trillions. There were two different things that happened, and it was an unbelievable thing. Anyway, so as long as we're talking about the Siyum Hashas, I started talking about it yesterday, that it was an unbelievable... You were here, Benny?
Yeah, I was here yesterday. Yeah.
You were here yesterday. That it was an unbelievable experience, and I think one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that why is Siyum Hashas, why is Shas so important to us? You know, they refer to the Jewish people as the people of the book. Did you ever hear that expression?
Yeah.
We're the people of the book. We go according to the book. Of course, the book they're talking about is, the Bible, the Torah. We go according. But I'm not a fan of that expression, because if we were just the people of the book, then we'd be like a lot of other religions and a lot of other nations that we believe in the Old Testament. We read the Old Testament, whether they believe in it, we're on a higher level because we not only believe in it, we try to do whatever the Torah tells us to do. But if it was just the Torah itself, the book, we'd be lost. We'd be lost. We have no idea what to do. We just put on tefillin. The word tefillin is not mentioned in the Torah. So how do you know what to do? The Torah says in Krishma, go ask somebody what that means. You have no idea what that means. It's unbelievable. There's so many other mitzvahs. I said last time, the Torah says that you have to have a bris on the 8th day. How do you do the bris? With what? When? It's unbelievable. So what do we need? We need the Shas. We need the Gemara, the Mishnah, the Gemara, and
I think I heard Moshe did explain to them in the Midbar how this, what is it talking about?
Because when Hashem gave the Torah, Hashem gave not only the book, but Hashem also gave the morning. Hashem also gave the Shas and everything in it, and everything that
explanation,
and all the explanations, and everything that came afterwards was given on Har Sinai. It says everything. The word Bereshis. There's probably hundreds of explanations and things we can learn out from the word Bereshis. In that word alone, it's everything that's happened, will happen, and what's going to happen in the world is in the Torah. If it's not in the Torah, it's not right. Everything is in the Torah.
It's a map of the whole.
It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint. That's what it says. Istakel baraisa ubora alma. Hashem looked into the Torah like a builder looks at the architectural plans, and he created the world, and that's what the Torah is. But more than that, it says even in the word bereshis, everything is in the word bereshis. And some people say everything is even in the letter base. So bereshis with the base is base rashis. Two. And Rashi says, what is bereshis? What does it mean in the beginning? B'shvil Torah shenika rashis. The Torah is considered rashis, and that's why Hashem created the world, because of the Torah. But it says bereshis, base rashis, two beginnings. And it's talking about the Torah Shebeksav, the book, and it's talking about the Torah Shebal Peh, which distinguishes us from all the other religions and all the other nations of the world, that we need the both of them together to make us a complete Jew.
I have a question. We have two Talmud, Talmud Bavli and Talmud Yerushalmi.
Right.
Is Talmud Yerushalmi also popular? People read it? Or?
Okay. I'm not exactly sure why it hasn't become as popular as Bavli.
Maybe because it's written by Sephardim in Iran?
No, I don't think so. But it's certainly a holy work, and people do learn it. And
Talmud Yerushalmi is written in Yerushalayim, no?
Yes. The real, the Torah flourished in outside the
Is there any
bubble.
difference?
Yes, there is a difference.
Big,
No major differences. It's a much smaller, more abridged version of the Shas.
They wrote it the same time in Gaon?
Just about the same
the
time.
Rabbanim in Yerushalayim, they
Right.
were sitting and writing it?
Right, correct. But we do base a lot of our halachas and a lot of our things in Minhag Mendy. We do take stuff from the Yerushalmi and
Yerushalmi or Bavli?
from Yerushalmi also. Okay, and a lot of things we rely on stuff, and what it says in the Talmud Yerushalmi. It's interesting that when we do the siyum on brachas, we say Hadron Allah
Masechet Brachot.
Now, nowhere does it? We don't say, "Great job, we finished." All we do is we say, "We'll go back to you." Hadron means we'll return.
Derech come from Derech?
No, it doesn't come from there. It comes from to return, to go back.
Lashuv?
Lashuv, to go.
But it's
to go
Aramic
back.
word?
It's an Aramic word, and we have a beautiful prayer that we say at the end. Hadron Allah, let's say Masechta Brachas. We will go back to you, Masechta Brachas. We're not leaving you. V'hadron Allah data, our mind, we're still thinking of you. Lo nisnashim enough. We won't forget you, Masechta Brachas, and we will not depart from you. Lo be'alme hadin, not in this world, below be'alme da'asi, and not in the world to come. In other words, we didn't really finish it, in the sense that, most people, when, they buy a book, and you finish the book, and then you're finished. I mean, you don't take it back out and reread it again. I mean, it happens very rarely. Somebody will reread a book. They'll give it to somebody else. They'll give it to a library. They'll throw it away. Of course, with us, it's not that. It's you learn it over and over again, and every time you learn it over again,
you learn something new.
You absolutely learn something new. Even simple things. If you take the first pasuk in the Torah, Bereshis bara Elokim es hashamayim v'haaretz, you can see things in there. You can hear different, interesting things about even that simple 7-word sentence. I noticed, for example, this past Simchas Torah when we learned Bereshis, something that I never noticed before. The word Bereshis, we have the ta'amim, the notes on the bottom, and the note under the word Bereshis is a tipcha. A tipcha is usually goes together with a mercha. One is like a reverse, an opening comma, and one is a closing comma. It starts with a closing comma. It goes backwards, and it almost doesn't make sense that the first word in the Torah should be part B of it should be closed. So, morning. Your coffee is waiting, Rabbi Frankel.
No, thank you. It cost me too much money.
Too much money. Okay. So I thought of it. Excuse me.
Are you ready for breakfast or ready for
No,
breakfast?
no. I have to just finish this year over here for 2-3 more minutes. I'll give it over for you. I'll give it mazaka somebody else with the mitzvah. So the reason it's a tipcha that it goes back because although for us Bereshis is the beginning, for Hashem it was not the beginning. First of all, the Torah was created before the world was created, and a lot of things happened before the first word
Maybe
Bereshis
that's
is
how you
written.
could explain that some people, scientists, they say the word million years.
Million years old. Okay, we can talk about that if we want. I'll give you my take on that. Why scientists say millions of years old. The world is 5,772 years old. There's no question about it. And the biggest proof I'll give you that it's not millions of years old, because you can't get two scientists to agree on the number. You know, if they had a scientific test to prove how old the world would be, wouldn't two scientists agree on that? Everybody has a different number. It's the same thing like.
No, the different is like millions. Some says 100 million.
Some say 10,000 years, and some say 10 trillion. I mean, they don't know what they're talking about. In general, scientists don't know what they're talking about because you can use any type of proof to prove anything. When I was 15 years old, I proved that the number 1 equals the number 2. I proved it using accepted mathematical formulas. I proved that 1 equals 2. So you can prove anything you want if you're using science. Science
Actually, they're both right. The world is less than 6,000 years old, but it's also, whatever the number is, 15 billion. It's a paradox. They're both true. And there's proof, and I'll bring it in, I'll show it to you tomorrow. It's a written thing by from Aish. The basic premise is that where was the world created? If you're standing here, the world is 15 billion years old. But at this point of creation, it's 15 billion years. Because if you sent a pulse of light from the point of creation out every 10 seconds saying, I am here, how long do you think it would take to reach here?
Less than a minute.
No. A pulse light from the center of the point of creation.
Well, how do you know
Big
where the
Bang.
center point of
They
creation?
could see through the Hubble telescope. They never
Okay,
the
but
point
so
of creation.
I don't accept that, and I don't mind you showing me. And is it exactly 15 billion, or they have a number?
They have a number.
I see. They have an exact number.
Pretty much, yes.
They have an exact.
I think so. I'll bring the article in.
Okay,
The only thing I want to say is,
Yeah.
the point is that the point of creation here is exactly how old the world is in the Torah. But from the point where you reach here, it's
Okay.
15 billion years.
Okay, I'd like to see that.
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
The world was created as we know today, 5,007. What happened before that, we don't know, and the Rambam says we're not allowed to even ask what happened before that. The first thing in the Rambam talks about, do not even think about what happened before Hashem created.
I heard why start with Bez.
Yeah.
Bet. Because there's a bet is close to Sedadim, the
Right.
side.
That don't look backwards, because it's only open forward. So anything that
That's why I said
people
the same thing you said.
anything that people say what happened before 5,007 is strictly conjecture, and you can have 10 people in the room and get 20 different opinions.
That's true.
Okay, and I'm not arguing with Tad that book doesn't say that. I'm just arguing with the book itself that they don't know what they're talking
Bring it
about.
in for you also. It's by rabbis.
I don't care if it's by
also
rabbi
scientists.
anybody, but it's against the Torah. So rabbis make mistakes too.
Definitely.
And they shouldn't even be writing about those things. Okay, because we don't know what happened before the world created. Okay, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.